Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Philbert Flies, and welcome to a cold and snowy Aspen, from where we are going to be flying the beautiful Cessna Citation CJ4 to Las Vegas. And good to see so many of you here early. Hello Rodrigo, hello Sukhoi, hello Kaffel, hello Howsey, hello Nightbot. No, I don't need to say hello to you. Kjell, nice to see you, welcome to the stream. And Gun Crazy, I think I've caught everyone who was here earlier. Oh, and Officer R. Welcome to all of you. So, let's get on board. Let's start setting things up. So the temperature here at the moment is -7. And we're going to be flying into Las Vegas where it is 13 degrees, positively tropical compared with this. So as you probably are aware, I'm not quite as good at flying the CJ4 as I am the A320. But as I was saying earlier in the chat, it's a lot of fun and I'm getting used to it. So the first thing we want to do is turn the batteries on and set the avionics switch to dispatch mode. We can cancel the master warning and the master caution. Although they don't seem to want to cancel. There we are. Just takes a little bit of a firmer press. From snow to desert, exactly. I like a bit of contrast in my flights. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you, Rodrigo. Yes, how are you? Hello, Astromidus. Nice to see you. Right, so the first thing we want to do is go over to our POS init page and copy the GPS position into the present position field. The next thing we want to do is import our flight plan from Simbury. So if we go to Index, Next, and then if I move VPilot out the way, Route Menu, Flight Plan Recall, Simbrief. And it'll import the waypoints in. There aren't very many of them. And here we are. So we're going from KASE, Aspen, to KLAS, Las Vegas. And we are taking off, I believe, from runway 33. Let me just check my flight plan. We are indeed, yes. And we're going to be following the LINS 9 departure route, which I'll show you in a minute once I've finished programming the FNC. Good, glad you're doing okay, Rodrigo. Yeah, I haven't done much flying in the US for ages, actually. So next thing we'll do is go over to our departure and arrival page. Runway 33 is there, and we just need to choose the LINS 9. And which transition do we want? LINS we want, I assume. Is that an option? No. So where are we going after LINS? Just having a look at Navigraph, and I will run through all of this with you. Perhaps we can do it without a transition. I think we can. Yeah, looking at the chart, there's the option to go via a transition, but it's by no means essential. Yeah, so let's just do exec and we'll check our route on the navigation display. If I go to MEM1, then that should bring this up. Yes, it does. We'll turn some lights on, so we want our nav light on and our logo light on. We'll turn on the safety light and the seatbelt sign.
May I have your
Get a bit of
please?
panel lighting going on.
Has turned on the seatbelt sign.
And what we'll do is run through the before start checklist. Because we're on battery power, it doesn't last forever. So I like to do a little bit before starting the engine, but not too much. But don't take this as gospel. What I'm doing tomorrow is recording a lesson in the CJ4 with one of the working title devs. So if that goes well, and it's a bit of an unknown because I haven't done anything quite like it before, I'm hoping that it will prove a useful video tutorial for anyone who's looking to fly the CJ4 accurately. For now, I'm doing what I think I should be doing, having watched a couple of videos and read the guide. Can't wait for the food, yeah. I've never been to Las Vegas in real life. I'd love to do it. John Fliesy, hello, yes, welcome. Oh, that's very nice of you to say. A good Friday it is indeed. Stephen, hello, welcome. So, what was I saying? Yes, before start checklist, battery switch on. Emergency exit light switch armed. Yes. Standby flight display switch is on. Avionics switch is set to dispatch. Parking brake. Double check that's on. Yes, it is. Wheel chocks, remove. We'll say they've been removed. Cabin door. Well, we don't have one, I don't think. Passenger briefing. We'll do that now. So we'll do the long takeoff briefing. Seats, belts and pedals adjusted and secure. Exterior lights as required. ICAS. That's this up here. That looks alright. FMS check and set, which is what we've been doing. Climate control selector should be off. And it is. Okay, let's get the engines fired up while this briefing plays. So we need to check that the throttles are idle, and they are. Engine start button. We'll start with engine 2, so we lift the flap and change that to run. No, we don't. We do that the other way around. We press the right engine starter here, and then we turn this to run. And we monitor up here the ITT temperature rising, but the first thing we'll see is the N2 descent going on.
Tables, luggage, and loose articles must be stowed and secured.
Yeah, the Working Title CJ4 is a fantastic aircraft. I'm glad you've been flying it. More people should fly it. It's really very good.
To fasten your lap belt,
and that's part of the reason I'm recording this lesson tomorrow, in the hope that it'll inspire more people to have a go.
To fasten the shoulder harness, pull the shoulder harness.
Okay, so the N1% is rising and the ITT degrees are rising. I do remember that call, Rodrigo, yes.
Depress the latch release on the top portion of the buckle. To release the shoulder harness, unhook the metal end from the stud. Because of the possibility
okay, so engine 2 is pretty much there. So we'll start engine 1 now. I keep calling them engine 1 and 2. Actually, I think they're just called left and right in this aircraft. But you know what I mean. What is the range of the CJ4? Ah, it's a very good question, LDW2. Let me consult my brain and not Google it. If I remember rightly, it's about 2,165 nautical miles. Give or take.
An emergency exit is located at the right side of the aft cabin.
Hello, Mako. Nice to see you. How are things?
The plastic panel covering the release handle. Turn the handle in the clockwise direction.
So let's have a little look at the outside. Hear some of that engine startup sound. Looking pretty good, isn't it? And we've got N1 stable, ITT stable, and N2 stable. So now we need to disconnect external power, which is not connected. Check the electrical system. We close the passenger brief. Battery amps are 22, volts 25, that looks good. Now we'll turn on the avionics switch, which is currently in dispatch mode, which will bring up our PFD. Turn on the climate control selector to get a bit of aircon going. Ooh, a bit too far. Oh, Brian, thank you very much. Nice to... well, it's very nice of you to say so, and welcome to the stream. Mako, dandy thing. Yes, I'm very well, thank you. I'm not used to doing evening streams. It's a novel experience for me. But of course, it's only midday in Aspen, so good time for a bit of daylight in the US, and hopefully a bit of ATC by the time we get there. There's no one on at the moment, but there was this time yesterday. Okay, so now we've got this sorted out, we can finish setting up our FMC because we've got power, we don't have to worry about that anymore. So we've set up our departure. We'll go over to the perf page. This has all been imported automatically. Our cruise altitude is going to be flight level 430 because business jets are happy at high altitude. And we'll set up for the takeoff. So in this page we just have to put in the wind data and the temperature. So we've got no wind at the moment at all. 0 at 0. Yes, I was saying earlier, Max, the CJ4 is a lot of fun to fly, but I'm not super competent at it yet. But tomorrow I'm recording a lesson with one of the Working Title devs, and as long as that goes okay, then hopefully that'll be quite useful for helping me and others learn how to fly the thing. So the altimeter setting is 290 29.82. And we should press the B key to set local pressure, because of course it doesn't quite match the METAR, so it's 29087 in the sim. It's true, Las Vegas does look the best at night. Oh, good, Roger, thanks. I'm glad you like the freeware focus video. So that's all we need to put in on this page. We go to the next page and it's calculated our V-speeds for us, which is very nice. No going to WAV Pro. We're going to have anti-ice on, however, which doesn't make much difference, well, any difference to the V-speed, but it does change the figures down here a little bit. So we'll send that, and what that send button does is send those speeds to our PFD. So we've got V1, VR and V2, which will now be on the speed tape, which is very nice. Oh, that's weird, Stephen. I haven't experienced that one myself. Hopefully it won't be a problem today. And then we can just check the takeoff ref page 3, which shows our takeoff weight and maximum takeoff weight, and you can see that we are within the limits. And I think that is it for the FMC. So what we can do now is move up to the autopilot panel, and we'll get this set up for departure. Oh, that's what we should do. We should go to our legs page and just check the altitude constraints match the SID. So initial waypoint is going to be basically turn right heading 343, and then we want to be at or above 9,100 feet. So that's this waypoint here. Not too sure what this one is, 8,200 or above, but we'll leave it in. And then India 282, we want to be at 16,000 feet or above. That doesn't really match the chart at all. But I have to say the Nav Blue data is a little bit dodgy for smaller airports like this. Let's just zoom out a little bit and see if the shape looks right. No, it looks crazy. So yeah, we don't want that India 282 in there, so let's get rid of that. And to do that, we should just be able to press clear delete. Exec. And we don't need lins twice. I don't know why we've got lins twice, so we'll get rid of the second one of those. And see what that's done. That looks more like it. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. I'll show you the chart in Navigraph, and you can see why I'm getting a little bit confused by what the FMC has drawn. Because the FMC in the CJ4 is way better than anything, anything that the A32NX has to offer. It works really well. So yes, I'll point you out what's going on here. So we're going to be taking off from runway 33, making an immediate right turn to runway 3 to heading 343, making a left turn above 9,100, and then heading to Linz. So I think then that this other waypoint, 9099, shouldn't be in there either. So let's clear that one. Maybe it's this one. Let's clear this one. Oh, we can't delete that one. Okay, 9099. How does that look? Yeah, that looks a bit more like it, doesn't it? That will do us. It's not perfect, but it'll do us. And I'll just double check those altitudes again. We probably don't need to look at the Navigraph window anymore. So I'll get rid of that. So we want to be at or above 9,100 before we make our turn. So that should be here, I think. So we're going to change that to 9,100 or above. There we go. Dazza, not to worry. Well, I'm glad you're here. Nice to see you. Glass is usually spastic. Your dog is scratching you. Yeah, it's not what you need. Right, so there we are. That's our departure. Roughly accurately input. I bet if I had used the Navigraph beta data, this would have worked, but it also causes certain problems. So never mind. Okay, so we've done that. What was I saying? We're going to set up the autopilot panel. So to do that, we're going to turn on the flight directors. We're going to turn on VNav. we're going to turn on flight level change, which will give us a VFLC indication. What flight level change does is it allows you to set a speed, and the aircraft will climb at a rate that maintains that speed, whatever you do with the throttles. So 240 is standard. We're going to arm nav mode for lateral navigation, and that's brought up the LNAV1 here. And that's the autopilot pretty much set up for now. Just going to go back to the performance pages and check the VNAV setup, because we should have target speed for climb. We do. Transition altitude is correct, 18,000. Target speed, yes, that looks good. And we'll deal with our descent later. Okay. So we can now do the before taxi checklist. Avionics switch on, climate control selector normal, passenger light safety button on, trims check and set. So our aileron and rudder trim are neutral as they should be. Just need to adjust the elevator trim so it's in this green band here. Flight controls, free and correct. They feel it and they look it. Speed brake and ground spoilers, check, they are retracted. Flaps, check and set, so we're going to be setting flaps 15. Hydraulic pressure, checked. Engine only anti-ice, yes, I think we will have some of that. Left and right on. Takeoff data confirmed, avionics checked and set, autopilot disconnected, altimeters set. Pressurization verified set, yes, ICAS check. Aft divider doors latched open, I'm sure they are. Okay, so we can taxi now. Let's just tune in Unicom frequency of 122.8 on the tune page. Because there's no ATC on. And we'll set our transponder to 2000. Aspen traffic, November 144 Foxtrot Tango, taxiing to holding point runway 33. Flight's going to be just under an hour and a half, Magic Beans. And before we set off, we'll turn the taxi light on. Should have had the beacon light on, never mind. All looks clear. Parking brake off, a little bit of throttle. And away we go. Will I do a good takeoff? I'll try my very best, Rodrigo. So this is one of the default handcrafted Asobo airports, and I have to say it's pretty good. Just do a brake check, it's fine. And we'll do the before takeoff checklist. So you shouldn't use, I learned this the other day, you shouldn't use wing and engine anti-ice on the ground. But we can turn our pitot static heat on, and before we take off, we'll turn the wing and engine anti-ice on. I seem to be taxiing rather slowly, considering the amount of throttle I'm using. The small but perfectly formed passenger terminal at Aspen. We can turn our radar on as well now to TARA. Oh, it was already on, good. And we'll get our terrain radar on as well up here. Because as you can see, it's quite a lot of terrain. Oh, hello, Salom. Nice to see you back. Try second gear. Good tip. So those of you who were here yesterday and experienced the very long lag between what I was doing and what YouTube was showing, I've tried a lower latency mode in Streamlabs, so hopefully that will improve things. But it might make the stream a little bit more stuttery. I think it's a bit of a trade-off between the two. I'm going to get popcorn. Excellent. It's almost like it's experiencing friction because of the snow on the ground. It doesn't look thick enough to make it sort of sticky, does it? Like, if anything, I'd expect less friction. But anyway. So I'm going to read through the takeoff checklist. What we're going to be doing is setting the throttles to takeoff, green chevron on the N1 command bugs, brakes will be released, and we'll be rotating at VR. Then at V2 plus 10 knots, we are going to raise the gear and the flaps. Then we're going to engage the yaw damper, and after we pass 10,000 feet above ground level, then we can engage, we can reduce the thrust to climb, to the climb detent. Hello, Pavel. Nice to see you. Welcome. Yes, he did make it very fast. Notice the tyres crunch nicely when you brake. Yes, I know what you mean. Not having to do any braking here, though. It's almost like taxiing through treacle. Okay, we'll stop at the holding point and just set up for the final bits for the takeoff. Yeah, see, I don't need to brake at all, it's just stopping. Yeah, there's a little bit of a crunch for you. Right then. Trims are set, crew briefing's complete, TCAS is set to TARA, radar is set to terrain, battery amps 20 or less, they are, ice protection system as required. So this is where we turn on our wing and engine anti-ice. Yep. Pitot-static key is on, exterior lights as required. So we'll turn the landing light on, which automatically turns the taxi light off, turn on the strobe, check the ECAS once more, and we're set. Did I turn on the strobe? Yes, I did. Nothing coming. Yeah, it really does take off like a rocket. And that's why I like to read through and remind myself of the takeoff procedure before I start. So we're going to be following the nav display, even though it's not 100% accurate. It's impossible trying to follow a separate chart. And we're not going to see much for very long, I don't think. Okay, let's do this. Engine stable, and toga power. That's V1. Rotate. V2. There's V2 plus 10. Gear up, flaps up. And now we're 1,000 above ground level. We can reduce the throttles to climb. We can engage the yaw damper and the autopilot. Although I can't see where my flight directives have gone. Ah, you know what I didn't do is set a blimmin' altitude. That would have helped, wouldn't it?
Autopilot.
Let's disengage the autopilot.
Altitude.
Set an altitude. That'll do for now. Wait for the flight directors to catch up. Continue our climb. Re-engage flight level change. Re-engage the autopilot. And that's all good now. Just have to increase our speed back to 240 because it resets it to your current speed when you push the flight level change button. And now the aircraft, because we're in vertical VNAV mode, it should follow all of our constraints and climb us all the way up to whatever altitude we set. Because there's no ATC on and no constraints on the departure, we can set our cruising altitude of flight level 430. Just see a little bit of ground. Let's have a quick look at the size of what we've done. Good takeoff, thank you. What's 18 seconds, Officer Art? Is that the takeoff one? The thing climbs way too fast. Do you think so? I think 4,000, I don't know for certain, but I think 4,000 feet a minute is probably pretty normal for a light business jet. And you'll notice it's maintaining 240 knots. Hello, Garlic Games, welcome. Ah, yes, the takeoff one, yeah, it was quick. Not the quickest because of the altitude, I think. When I think back to my last flight out of London City, that seemed even shorter. Okay, so we can do the after takeoff climb checklist. Landing gear is up, flaps are up. Yaw dampers on, autopilot's on. Ice protection system set. Pass lights button as required. Well, we'll leave them on for now. And we're passing transition level, so we can set standard pressure. And we can also probably turn our landing lights off now. And hopefully we'll be out of this cloud before long. Yeah, the engines are pretty loud, aren't they, when you're outside? No afterburners, it's just, it's light and overpowered. How did I load the flight plan? I'll go through that in a minute once we're in the cruise. So to those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, and do please click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it so far. I'll try and keep it as good so that you don't regret your thumbs up. Hello Uzi, or Alzy, nice to see you. I forgive you, Jason, you gotta eat, you gotta eat. Business jets are way too up, please nerf. Oh, evidence please, I'm too old, I don't understand that at all. I don't understand any part of that sentence, I'm sorry. Oh yes, you, Steve and Jason, you had a group flight today, didn't you? Did it go well? It is climbing fast, yeah they do. As we get higher and the air gets thinner, the climb rate will go down. So we were doing about 4,000 feet a minute before, and that's decreased now. Quite turbulent, as you can see. I'm glad we left the seatbelt sign on. These clouds go a long way up, don't they? Oh, I see. Okay, so nerf is to reduce the damage, right? Yeah, okay, I'm with you now. Thank you. Thanks for the explanation. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks, Kaffel, as well. Good. Right, I'm with you now. So I'm just increasing the range on the nav display, or the secondary display, I think it might be called. And because we are clear of terrain, we can turn the terrain/weather radar to weather, which will be more useful for the remainder of the flight. It's true, new boy. Evidence, please. I'm probably, call me controversial, I'm going to keep using my Digital Designs version. I had a look at the previews today, and I think it looks good, but not quite as good as Digital Designs. So I did do a flight into Liverpool actually not that long ago, and I'll probably do more. Good bit of ice on the wings there, despite our wing and engine anti-ice being on, right on the leading edge, but never mind. That's a good sign, Jason, I'd say. How long was your flight? I didn't even know TUI had an A319 officer. I had no idea. Sounds fun. I'll certainly have a look at it when the World Update releases, but I think Digital Designs is absolutely fantastic, and I don't think, even if Gaia have done it, looking at those pictures, that it'll be as detailed. But I'll certainly have a look and let you know. Yeah, the icing doesn't work. Sorry, the icing doesn't really work on the airframe. It's just visual. It shouldn't be there. As you can see, we've got our wing and engine anti-ice on, which we actually no longer need because we're not in icing conditions anymore. So there should certainly be no ice on the wings, and airframe icing should disappear quite quickly. Thank you, John. Thanks. Yes, it's definitely going to improve. The wind's very light, isn't it? Yeah, variable at 3 knots. Good. We're planning a 2-6 left arrival. Anyway, we're high enough now, Stephen. I'll try and show you how to set up for importing a Simbury flight plan. So you go to Index, you go to Mod Set. No, you don't. Let me try and remember first. Maybe it's... So I'll show you how I did it. I went to Index, then I went to page 2, and then I went to Route menu. Oh yes, it's all in one. So you have to put your pilot ID in for Simbrief here, which is, you'll see when you log in, and then you just press the flight plan recall button and then it imports it. I'm just not sure where you put your pilot ID in, thinking about it. It must be in one of the settings menus. I was pretty sure it was in Mod Set. Oh yeah, it is. There we are. So you put your Simbrief pilot ID in the Mod Set menu from Index, page 2, Mod Set, put your Simbrief pilot ID in. Then to import, you go to Index, Next, Route menu, and then Flight Plan Recall Simbrief. Or you can import the flight plan from the sim, but apparently that doesn't work as well. I haven't personally tried it. Yeah, the cabin's lush, isn't it? Tried to stop myself saying lush then. I never say lush. I don't know why I did there. Anyway. I caught you doing Madrid to Barcelona. Oh, very nice. New joystick. Excellent. You did well to get your hands on one. How do you set up for an ILS for planes? I only fly helicopters. I need training. Well, I can certainly show you for this aircraft when we're a bit closer. But as I say, tomorrow I'm going to be working on recording a lesson on how to fly this with one of the Working Title devs. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and in the Discord server, and if and when I finish editing that, if it's good enough, that should make quite a nice interactive tutorial type thing. So yeah, ILSs vary, how you set up for the ILS varies from aircraft to aircraft. But in here, what we would do, and what we can do now, there's no reason why not, seeing as we're flying by GPS, is put in the ILS frequency into Nav1. So we're going to be using 26 left, and the frequency for that is 111.5. And that's really all we need to do for now. And then once we're ready to intercept the ILS, we'll use the nav source. No, we won't. Yeah, that is the button. It says swap frequencies, but that's not what it does. It switches what we're looking at from FMS to VOR1. So we'll be using VOR1, and it'll recognise that as an ILS when we get closer. And once we've intercepted it, then the aircraft will fly the ILS as it should. So you'll notice that we are now maintaining Mach 0.64. So there's a changeover point where your indicated airspeed becomes lower than the Mach 0.64, and then it'll automatically follow Mach 0.64, which is the optimum climbing Mach for this aircraft. Glam. Yeah, glam. That's what I should have said. Yeah, I probably will do VNAV down to the ILS, unless there's ATC on, because of course then we'll have to follow their instructions instead. You were also lucky, Officer I, yeah.
Altitude.
It's barely climbing at all now, Rodrigo. See what I mean? Once you get to the upper flight levels, the rate of climb drops quite a lot. So I think you can, yes, you can press the approach mode to get it to intercept the ILS, but if you want the ILS display up here, then you use this nav source switch. Have I ever played Elite Dangerous? I played an old version of Elite, Jay. Yeah, I don't think I've played Elite Dangerous though. This is where you got stall warnings. I wonder why. Wait, so you weren't were you climbing in flight level change mode like we are? Or were you using vertical speed? Less power? No, we don't want less power, Ursula. We want to accelerate, if anything. So in the real aircraft, for cruise, you can use any power setting up to, but not including the climb detent, which is what we're on at the moment. But in this aircraft, in the sim, it's advisable to use the climb detent to get you a decent rate of acceleration once you're at cruising altitude. So you'll notice that we have gone from V flight level change to V altitude select, because we're at our cruising altitude of flight level 430. And so we've leveled off. It's no longer trying to maintain the 240 knots or the Mach 0.64 that we set here. And we can take it all the way up to the bottom of the red overspeed tape. So maybe your vertical speed was too fast then, Stephen. Because as you saw, we were barely managing 1,000 feet per minute once we got up here. And that would cause it to stall. Oof. Bumpy, isn't it? So you can't use VALT to climb, you need to use V flight level change. So you engage VNAV first of all, then you engage flight level change and set your speed. And no one's had to use the wing viewer emoji yet, because I've remembered. I have read the manual, but I'm no expert. I'm hoping to learn a lot more tomorrow. So I'll give you a little look at our route now we're settled in the cruise. Although of course, because we don't have auto throttle, you do have to keep a bit of an eye on your airspeed and make sure that you don't, well, that you neither stall nor overspeed. So let me just get this Navigraph window somewhere where you can see it. Like there. I really need a second monitor, I think. It's ever so fiddly with all these windows. So we'll close the charts. And here we are approaching Grand Junction, which is where somebody, can't remember who, sorry, told me that our that the clouds would disappear, so that's exciting. And we've got a very long star, so we're going to be flying southwest, and this is where we intersect the star at the Gap waypoint. And it's a pretty simple star. So we join at Gap and we fly heading 228 to Casino, at which point we have to be at 16,000 feet or above. Then we have to be at 12,000 feet at Zig, 10,000 feet at City, and then we're taking this left branch here down to Arvid and Prino. We have to be at 210 knots at Prino, 8,000 feet, and that's where we'll intercept the ILS to runway 26 left, which is our planned arrival runway. So that's what the routing looks like for today. No worries, Rodrigo. Did you give me an Ollie meter? I think I must have missed it. Which is probably for the best, to be honest. Ah, right, so you're trying to slow the aircraft down by pitching up. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Oh, just started moving stuff around, didn't mean to do that. So we're reaching our maximum speed now, so I'm just going to bring the throttles back a pinch. We'll try and maintain about 235 knots, give or take. So I actually did the outbound leg of this yesterday because I realised I hadn't flown the CJ4 for quite a while and I didn't want to do anything stupid today, like forgetting to set an altitude, for example. And yeah, the weather was quite a lot better. It was pretty clear almost all the way until we got very close to Aspen. So what I'm going to do now we're settled is set up for the arrival, because it's quite a short flight. So we'll go back to departure and arrival, and it's automatically come to the stars page, which is handy. And we're going to look for the City 4 star. To ILS 26 left. And what's the transition going to be? I can't remember. I'll have to bring the chart up again, but you don't have to see it again, because you probably remember. Prino, isn't it? Ah, it's already in there. Prino. So press exec. Go back to the legs page and check that through. Check for any discontinuity. Of Prino Shangri-La, runway 26 left. And it's even got our waypoints in it with the right altitudes, I think. Let's double check. So gap, we should be at flight level 230 or above. We will be. We don't need to put that in. Casino, yep, 6,000 and 16,000 or above. Then 12,000 at Zig, 10,000 at City. No constraint for Arvid, that's correct. 8,000 at Prino. So the VNav should bring us in without us having to do much. We just have to set a low enough altitude and Bob's your uncle. But we shall see. Yeah, it is really bumpy. I've left the seatbelt sign on for that reason. Hello Sector Roblox, Roblox, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you again. Okay, yeah, we'll go through that as well, Stephen, in a bit. Welcome back, Rodrigo. We had a sandwich. Good, good. And I suppose, really, I should tell those of you who aren't aware about Club Filbert. Hello, Demetrius. Nice to see you again. Very different flight today to the last one. So yeah, Club Filbert is a way of supporting my channel, if you'd like to, with a little bit of money each month. You get custom avatars, custom emojis, access to private Club Filbert channels on the Discord server, and Club Filbert Silver members also get a monthly private members-only live stream. If you don't want to do that, and you should, it's good. And you get to give me money. What more could you want? But if you just want to give a donation, you can also do that via streamlabs.com/filbertflies. And if you don't want to do either of those things, make sure you click the subscribe button and be the first to hear about upcoming streams and videos on the VNav. Right, so to set up for the arrival with the speeds, we go back to performance, we go to approach, and much like we did before we set off, we put in the latest weather data, which I'm just going to get now. Wind is variable at 3 knots, so we can use 000/3. Outside air temperature now is 14, so it's warmed up. Altimeter setting is 30.08. And that's it. Runway, we have to choose between dry and wet. It's going to be dry. Go to the next page. It's calculated our VREF and VApproach. So we just press the send button. It says complete. And then to check it, we can go to our refs menu. And you can see that our VREF and VApproach have been copied across. The only other thing we have to do in this page is set our minimums. And we'll use barometric minima because we're not doing a precision approach. We've got plenty of visibility. And I'll just check the approach chart for what they are. 2269. So we use the inner wheel to scroll up to 2269. The faster you scroll, the faster it goes. It's a bit fiddly. You can only do it in 10, so we'll call it 2270. And that's it. That's basically how you set up for the arrival. How do you set autopilot? With this button here. It's the autopilot button. Hello, Eloy Drio. Sorry, Eloy Drio. Welcome to the stream. Oh, that sounds nice, Diablito. Oh, is that your brother? Nice. Yeah, you know, it takes some getting used to. And the plan tomorrow with this lesson that I'm recording is to basically pretend I know nothing and just let them talk me through it. So I can get it from A to B, but I don't know if I'm doing things exactly the right way. Do you know, El Diablito, now you've said that, I'm going to get myself a beer. It is an evening stream after all. And if you can't drink and fly in the evening, then when can you? Back in a sec. I'm back, and just to clarify, don't drink and fly in the real world. Beer is for simulator use only. And it's a fright, yeah, exactly. Exactly. There we are, clouds clearing up. You can see a bit of desert. Probably in the cabinet, yeah. We have Los Angeles Center online on 125.8. So, we may not be doing a full VNAV arrival. We might be taking altitudes from them. Now that makes me slightly nervous because I've done a total of 1 flight on VATSIM in the US, so I'm not entirely sure of how everything works over here. I'm a lot more confident with European VATSIM. But, yeah, worst case scenario, I get into trouble again like I did yesterday. We're not in his airspace yet. Cheers, Astro Midas. How is this bird flying? Bumpily. Nice to see you. So the river that we're just about to cross is the Green River, and it's got some kind of confluence with the Colorado River, which we can just about see over here. So yeah, it joins up with the Colorado River now. Yeah, I don't want to get banned, it's true, Steve. Yeah, did you say you're in Trinidad, Salon? I can't remember. I knew you're from the Caribbean. One day you were flying a CJ4 when you're 13 years, now you're 14 and you crashed it. How these things happen. Yes, this is the latest version. It's on 10.2, I think, now, or 0.10.2. So yeah, it has definitely been updated in the last 2 weeks. Stunning, isn't it? What's my favourite helicopter? Do you know, I really don't know anything about helicopters at all. I used to fly the Bell 206B Jet Ranger in FS 2004, and I liked that. I wasn't very good at flying it. A wing view, yes, sorry, yes, okay. There's too many wing views in this plane. Yeah, it's not a bad wing view. And I'll do a custom one just for you. No wing in it, I suppose, but can have everything. Oh, Jamaica, sorry, my mistake. Yeah, the views from up here are stunning, you can see for miles. Yeah, how's that? It's not bad, is it? I think this is the same air traffic control he was on last night when I did my outbound leg to Aspen. And he was quite nice. Bell 429 is your favourite, is it, Selon? I'll have to look it up. That's quite similar, isn't it? Looks familiar. Bit bigger than the 208. Bit sleeker looking as well. Yeah, I can see why you like it. Oh, did you have a bad VATSIM experience at Liverpool, Steve? They can be had, but most controls are friendly. I had a slightly grumpy one at Gatwick yesterday. Newer, yeah, it looks newer. What is my current airspeed? It is 230 knots indicated. And 426 knots true. I don't know, CRJ is quite a different beast to the CJ4. I don't think there's much crossover. I suppose they both require manual throttle, but the CRJ is going to feel quite heavy compared with this, I think. It certainly won't be quite as rocket-like. Oh, that was another pilot, Stephen. That wasn't the... there was no ATC on when I landed at Liverpool. That was... yeah, I do remember. That was a pilot having a go at another pilot who didn't know the area and was not announcing things at the right time. Yeah, basically, Zaka, yesterday I got into trouble because I failed to hear him hand me off to centre. I just didn't hear it because I was streaming and I was talking too much probably. But then Jason and I both watched the beginning of my stream back and neither of us could hear it on there either. So I think he just wasn't enunciating properly. I think that was the problem. It wasn't my fault at all. Yeah, no auto throttle. That's true. That is a similarity. Thank you, Jason. I'm alright, I'm not going to overspeed. I'm keeping an eye on it, don't worry. So you can see we have our top of descent marked on the navigation display, just after the initial star waypoint. And I'm not certain, but I think that is going to be inside the Los Angeles area of control. You'll also notice, because we're in VNav mode, that we have a magenta circle appearing on our vertical speed display. So this is telling us at what rate we would need to descend to make our first altitude constraint. But for our optimum 3-degree descent path, we'll get a second indication on the actual altitude tape, which will tell us exactly when to descend and what altitude we should be at. Oh, that's good, Zach. I'm glad you've had a good first couple of weeks. I honestly think most VATSIM controllers are really nice, friendly, and patient. That's been my overall experience. It's just the odd one who could do with being a little bit calmer and more relaxed. So do you live in the Midwestern USA, Azaka? You do Resco and Jamaica military mission. Okay, in which sim? In FSX or X-Plane? Or... Oh, actually, you said combat flight sim, didn't you? I think. Sorry, I've got a memory like a sieve. I know you did mention this yesterday. Oh, you're in Kentucky. Nice. Part of the reason I'm doing an evening stream today is in the hope that I will get a few more American subscribers coming onto my streams, because I know I normally stream at 1400 Zulu, which is about 6 AM for you lot, therefore not an appropriate time. X-Plane, right, okay. I fear I've set this view slightly too far forward. We're going through the windscreen. There we are, that's better. Gorgeous scenery there, isn't it? Yeah, so I almost always fly in Europe for the same reason as Echo, because it's, you know, close and familiar. But it is nice to branch out and see a bit more of the world sometimes. He makes a point. He makes a fair point, that Astronautus. Yeah, you can't win them all, Stephen. I've accepted the Australians probably aren't going to come. But I am going to do Sydney to Ayers Rock for my next A320 stream, possibly on Sunday. Is that Utah below? Jason, you're the resident geography expert. I'm going to have a look on the map and see where Salt Lake City. I don't think it is. I'm going to have to cross-reference this with Google Maps. No, it might be actually. Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right. Yeah, sort of southern Utah. I'm impressed with your geography knowledge. Thank you, Jason. Game looks amazing though. I don't know. I'm really not a hardware expert. I've got 32 gigs of RAM and a 1080 Ti GPU. So it's not sort of cutting edge, top of the range stuff. No, it is Utah. It is Utah. Thank you, Pablo. Thank you. Nice to see you. So we're quite near the border with Nevada. We're entering Nevada quite soon. The Los Angeles Center seems to cover the whole of Nevada in VATSIM. I don't know if this is true to the real world. Yeah, I mean, I tried to hide my disappointment in you, Jason. but it was there. It was there. I rely on you, and you've let me down. Badly. But no one can know the whole world. You do very well in Europe. Are these the Rocky Mountains? I don't think they are, but I've just been wrong about Utah, so what do I know? No, the Rocky Mountains are quite a lot further west. I think I could be wrong again. I don't know. I know the Rocky Mountains go down like the west coast of Canada and the US. I don't think they extend this far inland. This is Yellowstone National Park, maybe, is it? I'm just going to shut up. I really don't know enough about US geography to tell you anything about where we are, really. I'm afraid. Hello, Govinda. I'm very well, thanks. How are you? How are you? Nice to see you back. The Rocky Mountains are in Colorado as well. That's crazy. I assumed that was a different mountain range entirely. Because I've been to the Rocky Mountains. In Canada. I've been to the Canadian Rockies, Jasper and Banff National Parks and all that. But yeah, I guess maybe they curve inland a bit. I'm embarrassed by my lack of knowledge, I must say. Which two states do they stretch over? They're definitely in, like, Washington State, aren't they? Can't just be Washington State and Colorado. Right, I'm going to Google this. Got to educate myself. Oh, okay, yeah, I see. They do go all the way inland. Pine Valley Mountains, John. I'll take that, thank you. You think Utah and Colorado? This map suggests they go over a lot of states. So apparently the Rocky Mountains cover Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado and New Mexico. Oh, that's right, it's the Cascades I was thinking of. Yeah. Thanks, John. Yes, and the provinces of Canada are, don't tell me, I know this. Oh, I do know this. Alberta and the province that Vancouver's in, which is called... No, it's gone. Vancouver province. British Columbia, yeah, BC, that's it. And those are the ones I've seen, the ones in Alberta. So I'm going to lower my altitude now so that we can begin our descent on the VNAV path. We're approaching top of descent now. winning over American subscribers going well. It is because people love the opportunity to tell people about where they live, Steve. So I actually have a lot more knowledge than I'm demonstrating. I'm just faking ignorance to to get the American audience on board. So, although we are going to be entering controlled airspace quite soon, I'm going to show you, hopefully, if we get the opportunity, exactly how a VNAV descent works. So you could essentially, I'm not going to, but you could take your altitude all the way down to 0, and don't worry about the fact we're descending at the moment, it's just because of the turbulence. The aircraft will descend at the optimum rate of descent all the way down to final. Is it really, Azaka? That is incredible. I am doing it very well, aren't I, Stephen? Thank you. I didn't know you could look at VATSIM aircraft on little nav map. I will have to look into that. Yeah, it does. It'll start descending automatically, but only if you've set a lower altitude than the one you're at. So basically it will descend to either the first altitude constraint or the altitude you've set, whichever is higher. Careful, what do you think of these wing views? I don't like them as much as the window views that don't have wings in them. Yeah, I thought they were, Izako. I was just amazed by how big LAX Centre is. So according to VATSPY, we're just entering their area of control now. So we'll wait for a contact me message, I think. Why is your dog scratching you, Rodrigo? Well, I never recognised. I never knew that. I'll have a look at it. So it's not an add-on. It's just in there, is it? Good. I'm glad you agree. Yeah. Do we think this is city or sighty? I don't want to make a fool of myself with my very first contact. Yeah, it's more of a cat thing, isn't it? They're scratching people. Let's get 125.8 tuned in, just in case they don't send a contact me message in the States. There's not really any need for us. Oh, he's just sent a contact me message.
Airspace North, radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Oakland Center's offline. Switch to advisory now, 122.8. We'll see ya.
Oakland Center confirmed it's 350, not 250.
American 2258, 350. Climb maintain flight level 350.
350, American 58.
Los Angeles Center, hello. Citation November 144 Foxtrot Tango at flight level 430. Inbound Las Vegas via the CT4 arrival.
Citation 144 Foxtrot Tango, Los Angeles Center. Welcome aboard. Squawk 7124 and ident.
Squawk 7124 and ident. November 144 Foxtrot Tango.
Center Husky 93 Heavy on the ground in March.
I don't know how you ident on this. How do you ident?
Husky 93 Los Angeles Center.
I've never been asked to ident.
Restricted area. As filed. Maintain 7,000. Expect 16,005.
Right,
Departure with me. Squawk 7312.
Pilot. That'll do.
I'd like to Edwards, climb 7,000, flight level 1600, 5 minutes after departure on you, squawk 7312, Husky 93 Heavy.
Husky 93 Heavy, readback is correct, spec 32 for departure, March altimeter 3008.
I can't even remember what I said now, Izako, but he seemed to be okay with whatever it was.
412, radar contact, altitude checks, climb maintain 13,000.
Okay, good. Not just me, right.
Squawk 73924. Straight out departures approved, wind 290 at 8. Left clear for takeoff.
I've idented twice now. He hasn't called me back. Los Angeles Center, citation November 144 Foxtrot Tango. Confirm squawk 7144. I might have got it wrong.
Citation 144 Foxtrot Tango negative 7124.
7124. Citation November 144 Foxtrot Tango and identing now.
Station 144 Foxtrot Tango, radar contact 34 miles southwest of the Bryce Canyon VOR. Descend via the City 4 arrival. McCarran altimeter 3008.
Descend via the City 4 arrival and McCarran altimeter 3008, November 144 Foxtrot Tango.
254 Sierra Bravo, runway 27, taxi via Hotel Charlie, the Limerick altimeter 3012.
You may have noticed me frantically changing my altitude there because I just realised the aircraft started descending by the VNAV profile because I was not expecting to have ATC online and I didn't reset it when there was. So obviously you can't just descend without clearance, but he gave me clearance, so it's fine.
Scout 924, altitude checks, climb on course, maintain VFR altitudes.
Yeah, he does. He does. It's like something out of a film, isn't it, when you're from the UK and you're chatting to American ATC. Okay, let's have a quick think about the approach.
Yes, ready to go.
We've set our minimums. We don't need any anti-ice. We do need to put our seatbelts on, but not just yet, and sort out the briefing. We've got our ILS frequency tuned. I think we're all good for now. As the overspeed warning starts sounding.
Stand by. Nope. Delta 125, pre-departure clearance sent.
Airport 77, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Delta 36, RNAV Rebel, wind variable at 3, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV 3 Rebel, clear for takeoff, 26 right, Delta 836.
Skyhawk 73924, you're clear in the San Diego Class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR altitude.
You're allowed a little bit of overspeed, you know. A couple of knots here or there between friends is absolutely
Los Angeles
fine.
Sky West 3854, ready for taxi.
Custom wing view, just for CAFL.
SkyWest 3854, runway 13 right,
Right.
taxi via Whiskey.
We're not at that stage yet.
Can we get runway 31 left, please?
That's 3854, runway 31 left, taxi via Whiskey. Altimeter 3006.
Whiskey 3006 for 31 left, SkyWest 3854, 3006.
Okay,
Nav
see you in a
Descent,
minute,
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo. And good advice,
So
Peter.
428, runway
Absolutely.
27, taxi via Bravo, Limburg, altimeter 3012.
LA Center, good afternoon. Air Canada 78 Bravo in Las Vegas, looking for Ifr Clearance to LAX.
Husky 93, runway
I
32,
think there are
taxi
sick
via
bags
Bravo,
in this compartment down
Alpha, altimeter 3008.
Bravo Alpha, 328.
Sir, Delta 412, are you going to turn us back east?
Delta 412, turn left, direct Clipper, join the Orca 5, climb maintain for level 350.
Red Clipper 350, Delta 412.
I think what we had there, I'm not certain, but I think Delta 412 is being a little bit of an impatient pilot. So it clearly works both ways.
Air Canada 788 Bravo, pre-departure line sent.
Affirm, just received. 8 Bravo.
Delta 836, radar contact, say altitude.
Right there, it's the floor.
Aspen 3100 for Delta 836.
Delta 836, altitude checks, climb maintain for level 190.
190 Delta 836.
That's got something of the Elvis about it, hasn't it? Just beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, we've had the seatbelts on the whole way, and I have no intention of turning them off at the moment. See, this is the beauty of working VNAV. If we're in the
Station 144
A320,
Foxtrot Tango, you going to the west side?
A-firm, November 144 Foxtrot Tango.
144 Foxtrot Tango, expect visual approach runway 1 on your right.
Expect visual approach 19 right, November 144 Foxtrot Tango. Oh, Flightzilla, nice of you to interrupt your movie and say hello. Welcome. How's what are you watching? What are you watching?
So, 144 Foxtrot Tango, cross Gramps at 6,000.
Ross Gramps at 6,000, November 144 Foxtrot Tango. What? What's Gramps? Let me look at my charts. Oh, this is going to go horribly wrong. I can feel it. Okay, it's cos. Okay. Gramps at 6,000. So what we need to do is reset our arrival. One 9 left. We're doing a visual 19 left, are we? I'm going to set up for the RNAV, and the transition will be, it should be Gramps. I want to go via Gramps. Never mind. Let's see what happens with the legs page.
So, 125, turn on your transponder.
Too much turbulence. Too much turbulence.
So, 125, running at Dink, wind 210 at 4, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Oh, this has suddenly got very stressful. So we want to go zig, then sighting. Casino, zig, then
So,
sighting.
428,
Okay.
RNAV Jetty, wind
So,
27 at 8, runway
that.
27, clear for takeoff.
Then Hera at 200. And 10 knots or less. At or above 8,000, that's fine. Then arm,
Clear
then loose,
2540
then ground, so
Bravo,
6,
your squawk
okay.
is 7110.
Okay, that looks right, that looks right. And we're still on our descent profile, so that's all good. Okay, right, now I can look at the chat.
HL 300, pre-departure clearance sent.
Under the
And
wire,
actually, I'm going to
okay,
amend
don't know
that.
it.
Flight level 370 is invalid for direction of flight. I can give you flight level 360 or
I
380.
take it it's not inspiring you too much then.
HL 300, expect a final altitude, cruise altitude, be flight level 360.
Lake Center, good afternoon. Southwest
Right, so I just need to have a look at the approach plates for 19 left. We only have our nav, and the reason he's given me a
4812 Los
visual,
Angeles Center, squawk 7134.
I think, is because I forgot to set my
Delta 836, climb maintain flight level 390.
suffix on VPilot so that I
Delta
could do
390,
our
Delta
nav.
836.
Never mind.
W480, descend via the Angel 4 arrival.
Stand by Angel for arrival at 240.
So from grams we can expect vectors for a visual. That's absolutely fine. Good. It's going to be fine, everybody.
DHL 300 will be 25 left, and if you need the extra length of 25
Daily
right,
oxygen, yes,
due to
that's
weight,
a
let me
fair
know.
point. We're still got it set to 8,000.
Los Angeles Skywest 3854, holding short
It sounds like a
31
good
left
Friday
and
night
fully ready.
flight, Zilla. Sounds good.
That's 3854, wind variable at 4, runway 31 left, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 31 left, Skywest 3854.
That's 33, I'm sure 32.
Husky, number 3, fly runway, heading wind 340 at 4, runway 32, clear for takeoff.
I want heading, clear for takeoff 32, that's ready.
125, trying to get a
Hello, Big Mum. He does, doesn't he? He does. He knows his stuff. Yeah, the guy on ATC is the
125,
real
radar
deal.
contact, climb via the
The
SID.
CJ4 pilot, not so much. Just going to have another look at my speed constraints.
So 428, radar
So by
contact,
Zig
climb
we
via the
want to be at
SID.
250, that's fine. And then by Here at 210. Now obviously putting them in here doesn't actually do anything. But it will remind me.
TBM 910 Golf Echo, you're clear to Portland via the Padres 2 departure shafter, then is filed. Maintain 7,000, expect flight level 2805
There we are.
minutes
Now I
after
can just
departure.
glance down
Departure
and know what
frequency
I'm doing.
125.8, squawk 7373.
Yeah, it's fair enough, Big Mum. That does sound like an easier life. Thanks, Jason. I'm going to have to start saying glam.
TBM 0 Golf Echo, readback is correct. Advise ready to taxi, and let me know where you're located when you're calling for taxi. Montgomery altimeter 3010.
So
Husky
if anyone
93 radar
hasn't
contact say
subscribed yet,
altitude.
I'm going through an awful lot for you guys
Probably
tonight. So,
33,500, Husky 93 ready.
Husky 93, altitude checks, turn left, heading
And the odd
260, direct
thumbs up and
Paradise,
down
and on
is
course,
either.
climb maintain 16,000.
other than that,
Direct
sit back,
Paradise
relax,
up to 16,000.
and enjoy my
Husky
struggle with US ATC for the second time ever. I know,
Hello,
Flight
Center
Zilla,
Air Canada
they
78
do.
Bravo
So
at
they,
gate
I
Delta
called yesterday for my
taxi
clearance, and
for
he
runway
said
26 right, Las Vegas.
pre-departure clearance will be sent, and then it came through by text. So actually that was quite
Air Canada
easy.
788 Bravo, runway
But
26
then
right, taxi
after
via
that,
Bravo,
everything gets a little
altimeter
bit more
3008.
complicated.
Taxi via Bravo
But the
at
stars are quite
3008
easy,
Bravo.
because especially when
W480,
you've
expect
got working
ILS
VNAV.
24 right approach at Los Angeles, information Bravo current.
Expecting 24 right and Bravo.
Hey, LA, Spirit Winds 232,
Buff, I will try and
332,
get
quest
back into
direct
my
Wichita.
vocabulary as well. Is ATC
Fairway
too loud?
332,
Turn it
proceed
down.
direct Wichita.
It's just last time
Spirit
I turned
Wichita,
it down,
thanks. Spirit Winds
couldn't hear
332.
American 2258, leave my airspace to the northeast. Radar service terminated. Frequency change approved. Denver Center offline. Switch to advisory 122.8. Have a good
I've
flight.
turned it down a little
We
bit.
just had a call you. We'll head over to advisory American 22.
It's already at 11%.
Yep.
Try going down to 9.
No 701, runway 27, taxi via Bravo Limburg, altimeter 3009er.
So 250 knots by Zig, if I remember rightly. Yeah, so we'll start slowing down now. I still don't understand how you heard glam wings from quality wings. It's quite a different word. Thank you, Roger Moore. Thank you for empathising. Someone's got a radio playing and an open mic.
Alright, let's try this again. TBM 910, Golf Echo, runway 28 right, taxi via Juliet Hotel Alpha.
You're going to stick with the
3010.
yeah, I don't blame. I just thought after Gatwick, once you've been in trouble at Gatwick, how much worse can it
Delta
get?
428, climb maintained level 350.
No, I'm not on final yet. No, I'm on the Star at the moment.
Upwind 4812, requesting descent.
Yeah, I heard that. Have I had any
4812, radar contact 1 mile south
I
of the
misheard my
Shafter VOR,
score.
cross
I often
flavor
do that, it's no
15,000.
biggie. I was able to reconfirm. I haven't got into any trouble yet.
Correction, cross flavor 14,000.
We're not going well. See, I didn't hear the call sign then.
That was 4812, did you copy?
Oh, Delta 4812. Okay, it's not me. It's fine.
That was 4812, if you copied,
Welcome back,
did.
Rodrigo. It's true, Stephen. It could get quite a lot worse than being told off at Gatwick when you put it like that.
Upwind 4812,
Thank you, Flights.
That was 4812, Los Angeles Center, how do you hear?
555 now.
But, you know,
Alright, that was
we had
4812,
no
cross
ATC
flavor
on departure, so all I've done
14,000.
is check in with one
Okay,
controller.
flavor 14,000.
And all I had to do was set the sport code right, and I didn't manage that. So, you know, it depends how you look at it, really, doesn't it?
That's 3854, join Victor 370, climb maintain 13,000.
Join Victor 370 and 13,000, Skywest 3854.
So we should be down in just about 10 minutes, something like that.
5x5.
Air Canada 788 Bravo, ready, holding short, 26 right, Las Vegas.
This looks a bit weird, doesn't it?
We're gonna 788 Bravo. RNAV Rebel, wind variable at 3, runway 26 right,
Getting a
clear
bit
for takeoff.
fast again.
26 right, clear for takeoff, Air Canada 788 Bravo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's going all right, Rodrigo. It's going all right. I did put in my V-Pilot description that I was new to US ATC. Yeah, we've got some erroneous waypoints in here.
TBM 910 Golf Echo, fly heading
You don't
270,
wanna go
wind
to Lucy.
290 at 8, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
We want to go Aram and then straight to Gramps. So I don't know what all these waypoints are here because they're not in our flight plan, so I don't know why they're showing up. Anyway, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good because we're going to get vectors, so it doesn't matter.
Air Shuttle 6322, pre-departure clearance sent.
At least you didn't call me a liar, yeah.
Delta 125, say again.
Request climb to 350, final.
Delta 125, climb maintain flight level 330 for traffic.
330 for traffic.
Okay, so we're through the transition level by quite a long way now. We'll set local pressure, which should be, according to the METAR 3009, and we are quite away
Skog
from Las Vegas,
924,
so I'm just gonna
Carlsbad,
crank that
altimeter
up.
3010.
There we are. We want to be 200.
Got 3854, climb maintain level 350.
350, Skyway, 3854.
Spearway 332, Lima airspace to the northeast, radar
Zoom
service
out?
terminated,
No, I
frequency
wanna-
change approved,
if
Denver
anything, I
center's
wanna zoom
offline. Switch to advisory 122.8, have a good flight.
All right, have a good day. Spur wind 352.
Go.
So it looks like we've got about 25 nautical miles to run now. Just going to use a smidge of speed brake to get us down to 210 knots because we don't want to go.
1503
Caught.
Sierra, runway 29er, taxi to Alpha.
Yeah, there are a lot of waypoints named after hotels in this area. Americans are good at that, giving their waypoints local names. There's loads around Florida that have Disney themed names like Mickey and Minnie and that sort of thing.
HL 300, runway 25 left, taxi via Alpha.
Right, and below 10,000 feet, we'll put the landing lights on.
KBM 910, Golf Echo, radar
and
contact,
we'll
say
do our
altitude.
brief for landing.
TBM 0 Golf Echo, altitude checks, proceed direct wind, join the Padres 2 departure, climb maintain for level 280.
Please turn off all portable electronic devices, stow tables, secure luggage, and loose articles. Return your seat to
Yeah,
the
absolutely,
upright
Steve.
and outboard
Hello,
position.
Abdullah. Welcome to the
Extend
stream.
your headrest and fasten your lap belt and shoulder harness. After landing, please remain in your seat with your lap belt and shoulder
So I'm
harness
just
securely
adjusting the
fastened.
throttles to
So
try and
701,
maintain
RNAV, Winfield,
210
wind
knots.
3009, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Thank you.
I'm going to have another look at the arrival chart to make sure there are no speed restrictions I've missed. No, so after Gramps we can expect vectors and then visual runway 19 left, which will be fun because I was hoping for an ILS. But there we are.
Air Canada 78 Bravo off 26 right in Vegas.
I've never
at,
been to Vegas. I would love to
7,000
go.
Roper.
I'm not into gambling, but it just seems like such a sort of magical place. In fact, we were planning, my friends and I, on going on a road trip starting in
Yeah,
Las
788
Vegas this
Bravo,
year
radar contact,
and,
climb maintain for level 190.
going to some of the national
Quest
parks,
190, speed Bravo.
spending a week or two travelling around, but we'll do it another time. Okay, let's run the approach checklist. Landing data confirmed, crew briefing complete, avionics flight instruments checked, minimum set, fuel transfer selector is off. Well, I know it is because I haven't turned it on. Exterior lights, we have beacon, nav, strobe, logo and landing lights, which is as it should be. Ice protection systems as required, we don't need them.
003 Sierra, make
Flaps will
left
extend
downwind
soon.
departure. The wind is calm, runway 29er, clear for takeoff.
Flaps
Blue 480 at
15C,
circus,
passenger
cleared
briefing
ILS 24 right
complete,
approach.
Seats upright and outboard, seatbelts adjusted and secure, passenger light safety band on, pressurization set. So that's good. And we can begin extending our flaps at 200 knots, I think. Yeah, landing gear and flaps 15 at 200 knots, flaps 35 at 160.
HL 300, RNAV Hyper, wind 2608, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, Yosemite I would love to go to. Boulder as well, Boulder National Park, and Monument Valley.
Delta 125, hold at flight level 290 for your final.
Hold at 2904 final for Delta 155.
There's Las Vegas.
That was 4812. Expect visual approach runway 26 left at Ontario. Altimeter 3008.
And expect the visual 26 left approach and company
So as we
So
were
701 radar contact, say
cross
altitude.
Grandpa, I don't know what it is, Gramps at 6,000, and we're going to make that fine.
Delta 701, altitude checks, climb via the SID.
So now we want to head 261, which I think is what we're intercepting. Good.
Helicopter 16 Whiskey Whiskey, the Whiteman altimeter 3011. Advise ready for takeoff, southbound departure.
Flaps, and we'll get our gear down nice and early, because it's going to be a short final. Grandpa, yeah. Honestly, I've got so much on my plate. I can't be expected to worry about what waypoints are actually called.
Landing gear.
EHL 300 radar contact, say altitude. EHL 300 altitude checks, climb maintain 13,000.
Yes, yesterday's stream went quite well, thank you. Yeah.
Husky 93 entering restricted airspace, radar service terminated, frequency change approved. Give me a call, this
right,
frequency
Steve,
on your way back to March.
I wasn't concentrating so hard.
Good change approved, have a good one. We'll call you back, Custom 93 Heavy.
It's going alright, Rodrigo. So I've switched from LNAV to heading
Airshow 6322, push and start is approved on to taxiway Bravo, tail to the right facing north. And the Santa Barbara altimeter 3008. Expect runway 25 for departure.
See, I would have expected vectors by now, and we haven't heard anything. I'm just going to ask. Los Angeles Center, citation November 144 Foxtrot Tango. Are we cleared visual 19 left? No, we're not. It's right there. It's a stupid question.
144 Foxtrot Tango, airport 10 o'clock and 8 miles, report in sight.
Airport in sight, November 144 Foxtrot Tango. We are a little high. We may need some vectors to descend.
144 Foxtrot Tango, you are cleared visual approach runway 19 right. Make a right 270-degree turn and report on final for 19 right.
Turn right 270 degrees and we'll report final 19 right. November 144 Foxtrot Tango. What kind of an instruct? Sorry, I don't know what he means.
542 push and start is approved on taxiway Bravo facing
270
east.
is not going to.
Altimeter
to take us in.
3009.
Does he mean turn right onto like a downwind, or I don't understand what's going on now.
Altimeter 3009.
Altimeter 3009, November 144 Foxtrot Tango.
144 Foxtrot Tango, the altimeter 3002 at McCarran.
Affirm 3002, misheard, November 144 Foxtrot Tango. So that's
Helicopter 16 Whiskey Whiskey, you ready to go?
Yeah, 16 Whiskey Whiskey.
I was absolutely certain he was
Alright,
talking to
16
me.
Whiskey
That's
Whiskey.
the opposite
Remain
of what
clear of Los
happened
Angeles Cloud
yesterday.
Bravo airspace. Southbound departure is
Okay.
approved.
Let's do
Wind
some
is
hat
110 at
flying.
4, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, and we'll remain clear of the Bravo, 16 Whiskey Whiskey.
Yeah, he must have meant a 360 degree turn.
Okay, was somebody else looking for
I don't understand.
clearance?
I really don't understand. I can't even begin to pretend that I have any idea what's going on. But I know where the runway is. We've been cleared for a visual approach.
South 4812,
so that's what we're going to
descend
do.
maintain 8,000.
8,000 for 4820.
DHL 300, climb maintain level 360.
360, DHL 300.
Delta 125,
Still,
cross CLAR
nice
13,000, McCarran altimeter 3002.
Cross CLAR at 13,000. Karen altimeter 3002, Delta 125.
Air 788 Bravo, climb maintain level 280.
Up to 280.
Yeah, I guess that's what I thought you meant. Turn 270 degrees in total, but that's
Delta
maths.
836, leave my airspace to
Not
the
used to
east. Radar
doing
service
maths.
terminated. Frequency change approved. Albuquerque Center's offline. Switch to advisory 122.8. Have a good flight.
Frequency change approved, have a good one, Delta 836.
And Los Angeles Center, Delta 7689 Heavy with information Bravo, ready to taxi 24 left.
So sort of a circling turn.
7689, runway 24 left.
Which is
Taxi
sort of what I
via
did.
Delta 8 Echo.
Delta 8 Echo to 24 left, 7689.
And 1503 Sierra, frequency change approved. Have a good flight.
Over Unicom, Nanza 03, Sierra.
LA Center, JetBlue 2735, heavy flight level 310.
Jet 735, Los Angeles Center. Welcome aboard 7375.
He's quite patient, Roger, I think. I think he's too nice for that.
7375 for JetBlue 2735.
Los Angeles Center, Southwest 8375 with you, flight level 330.
Los 8375, Los Angeles Center, squawk 7350.
7350, 8275.
Citation November 144 Foxtrot Tango, established on final runway 19 right.
Station 144 Foxtrot Tango, thank you, sir. Wind 25 at 6, runway 19 right, clear land.
Cleared to land 19 right, November 144 Foxtrot Tango.
JetBlue 480, wind 26 at 8, runway 24 right, clear land.
500. 24 right,
LA Center, secure channel 63.
Yes, my view's up on final. It's not what you want, is it? Okay. here we
Shuttle
go. Here we
C322,
go.
runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha.
Well, plenty of runway to play with, so that's good.
Delta 16 Whiskey Whiskey, frequency change approved, have a good flight.
Frequency change approved, yep.
LA Center, Air Canada 788 Bravo looking for the active arrival runway to LAX. Can't seem to get the ADD.
Air Canada 788 Bravo, information Charlie's current, you're not picking it up?
Continue.
Not yet, 8 Bravo.
Okay, and expect 25 left.
Ifr, got that in the box, thanks. 8 Bravo.
Los Angeles Center, Delta 7689 Heavy, we're at 24 left, ready to go with information Charlie.
Spoilers.
Delta 7689 Heavy. RNAV to Delray, wind 2608, runway 24 left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 24 left, RNAV to Delray, 7689 Heavy.
And well, we're down. That was so much more stressful than I thought it was going to be. Got to switch off the yaw damper as well. Late but butter, I'll take that.
Gog 9024, Palm Springs altimeter 3003.
It's a little bit floaty.
Right, 3003.
Okay, so we'll turn off the landing light.
LA Center, Delta 701, can we get
and the
higher
strobe
yet?
lights.
Stand by, Southwest 4812, descend and maintain 6,000.
Another 6,000. We have the airport in sight.
Yeah, speed brakes should be up.
Southwest 4812, clear visual approach,
Flaps
26
are up.
left. Give me a call on turning final.
Okay, 6,000.
Airspeed, blah blah blah.
Final,
Wrong checklist. P turn static
Clear
key can
to,
go off.
For the approach, let you know when we're final.
Eyes protection systems are off. Radar can go to standby.
JetBlue 2735, radar contact 17 miles north of the Burgle intersection, descend via the Ironman 2 arrival.
This will be the Ironman tour for JetBlue
And we can
2735.
turn our weather radar off as well.
Okay, who's calling for higher?
Delta 701.
Thank you, Roger.
Del 701, you had an aircraft that you needed to go underneath.
So I
You've
think
now
we can
passed them.
taxi
Climb maintain
straight
level
out. There's no
380.
right turn here, clearly.
Okay, climb and maintain 380 and no problem on the traffic.
And Los Angeles Center, Delta 7689, heavy passing through 1400.
7689, radar contact, altitude checks, climb maintain 13,000.
Climb maintain 13,000, Delta 7689, heavy.
Los Angeles Center, November 144, Foxtrot Tango, clear of active, request taxi to parking.
Okay, that was blocked. I got JetBlue 542 calling.
This is JetBlue
542.
Ready to taxi to runway 27.
JetBlue 542, runway 27, taxi via Bravo, Limburg, altimeter 3009er.
Roger, taxi via Bravo and Limburg, altimeter 3009er. JetBlue 542.
Okay, who else was calling?
November 144, Foxtrot Tango.
144 Foxtrot Tango, taxi to parking, west side. Thanks for flying.
Thanks for parking west side, and thank you for the ATC, November 144, Foxtrot Tango. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
DHL 300 request
Yeah,
flight level 40.
I can go wherever I want, that's cool. Thank you, and
DHL 300, climbing maintain level 400. 400, thanks.
LA Center, Air Shuttle 6322, ready to go, runway 25.
Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing with American ATC. I did watch Aviation Pro's
Air
quite helpful
Shuttle
video on the differences between here and Europe.
6322.
That is just not enough. It's like
Nav
starting again.
Sierra, wind 210 at 4, runway 25, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25. Air Shuttle 6322.
Outwardly chilled, Captain Jason. Outwardly.
There, 1881, 14,000 is a little too low for the flight, and it needs to be an odd altitude to Las Vegas. Can you
So
accept
taxi to
flight
parking.
level
Having a little
290?
look at the bits of the strip we can see on the
Affirmative for 290.
Alright, stand by.
4812 final for...
Thank you, Marcus. I'll be back as soon as I possibly can. So we're going to take the next left.
So that was 4812, wind 2408, runway 26 left, clear land.
If I remember rightly, is where most of the BizJets park, or maybe it's the following one.
LA Center, Bonanza 03 Sierra is 10 miles
The
north
statics in
of
this scenery are
nope,
beautiful.
Santa Maria. Looking to land with the numbers.
Uh, 1503 Sierra. Enter a right downwind runway 30 at Santa Maria. Give me a call on the downwind midfield.
Santa Maria, Bonanza 03 Sierra.
03 Sierra, give me a call on the downwind midfield.
We'll call Bonanza 03 Sierra.
Somebody else was calling?
Yeah, Delta 428.
Yeah, the jets are
Delta 428, go ahead.
ginormous, aren't they? when you're
Yeah,
sort
we
of
can
this
step away
side.
about that.
Approved as request, let me know you're back.
Los Angeles Center helicopter 16 Whiskey, we're over the marina with like a shoreline transition southbound.
16 Whiskey, shoreline, clear to enter the Los Angeles class Bravo airspace, shoreline transition, maintain at or below 150 feet, LA altimeter 3008.
At or below 150 feet, clear to the Bravo 16 Whiskey.
Oh, I've got myself a little bit stuck up a gum tree here. I thought there was a taxiway that went all the way along the back of these stands, and then I was going to smoothly pull forward into one of the parking spots, but I'm just going to pretend there is, because that's vaguely more realistic.
Del
than doing a
125
180
descend
degree sleeve.
via the Quebec 6 arrival, McCarran altimeter 3002.
Yeah, I think Las Vegas might be one of the best.
Del 125 descend via the Quebec 6 arrival,
Might be the
McCarran
best.
altimeter
It's definitely
3002.
one of the best.
Going to be the Quebec 6 arrival, altimeter 3002 for Delta 129.
Air Shuttle 6322, radar contact, climb unrestricted, flight level 310.
Up to 310 on restrict to Air Shuttle 6322.
Parking
Delta
brake
428, leave my
set.
airspace east. Radar service
And
terminated.
rest.
Frequency change approved. Albuquerque Center offline. Switch to advisory
Right, I'm just gonna
122.8. We'll
do
see you.
the checklist. So, shutdown checklist. Parking brake set. Emergency light switch is off. We can't operate it. Standby flights display switch is also inoperable. Avionics switch can go off. I can click the blooming thing. There we are. Climate control selector to off. Ice protection systems are all off. Throttles are idle. Engine run stop buttons to stop. Close the stupid logbook. Exterior lights to off. Seat belts and safety lights to off. And battery switch to off. And yet we still have power somehow. Oh, we're probably connected to external power. Oh no, there we are. All gone. Good. Right. Welcome to Las Vegas. And I'm going to catch up on the chat, and then I'm going to head back into the cabin and have a martini and whatever else is on offer there. Yeah, exactly, Astrovidus. It's yeah, stressful. I should probably do some observing of US ATC like I did when I started flying in Europe. That's probably the thing to do. Good. Grounded by COVID. Oh yeah, all these jets. I know. I wonder if that's why they put them there. Kiel, thank you. If you're still here, I will do my best. I will certainly have a good day in Vegas. Nice to see you. Just park it under the 747. Yeah. I don't know what airline that is. Demetrius, thank you. Mad Lad has parked in the secret government transfer parking. Gambling time with your millions. Well, good luck to you, so long. Ah, Janet. This is Janet, is it? Okay. Oh, yes, these are. These are beautiful old planes, aren't they? Very nice. Unofficial name given to highly classified fleet of passengers. Yeah. Big capacitors. Well, hello there. Visit Miller's Ale House. Great sports bar. You're on. I will, Andy. What kind of airport is this? This is the Fly Tampa Las Vegas scenery, and very nice it is too. You can see a review if it's new to you. I've done quite an extensive review of it, but suffice to say, it's one of the best sceneries I've ever seen for any simulator, and it includes much of downtown Las Vegas as well. So double whammy. Now, next stream is going to be on Sunday. I'm not doing one tomorrow because I'm learning how to fly the CJ4 properly. And to be honest, I'll probably do a fair bit more CJ4 flying in Europe. I think the next flight I'll do in this is going to be Innsbruck down to Ibiza, so that's one to look out for if you're particularly into the CJ4. But otherwise, I shall see you on Sunday for an A320 stream. Thanks very much for joining, and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Bye-bye.